Hello, everyone. I welcome you to another edition of Hotspot International Scholars Forum mini scholarship series. Today, we will be talking about writing CV for US graduate school application. I am your moderator for today, and my name is Luqman Muraina. I have the opportunity of talking to you from Cape Town, South Africa, and our guest speaker is also well prepared and ready to talk with us. I want to appreciate the opportunity given to me by the organizers of these platform, that is HISF, to moderate this program, especially the benevolent support given to me by one of our pioneer members, Mr. Kehinde. Thank you very much for the invitation and for the support you have granted to me. I want to believe that our members from all over the world, especially I want to believe most of us are based in Nigeria, can hear me. If there is any technical issue, feel free to let me know in the chat box, or as we continue, if anyone wants to ask any question, do feel free to let us know in the chat box. Once again, and lastly, welcome to another edition of HISF mini webinar series. Thank you very much. Now, I am going to uh, introduce the guest speaker. The topic for today is writing CV for US graduate school application. But before doing that, I am going to invite Mr. Kehinde to briefly and quickly speak about HISF. What is HISF? What does HISF stand for? What do we do in HISF? Mr. Kehinde Hussein will be talking about this, and I want all of us to enjoy him. Thank you very much, Mr. Kehinde.
Okay, so just briefly, like we all know, HISF is a scholarship platform where we have so many members, and the essence basically is to share scholarship resources with everyone and at free resources. And we have so many platforms. We have on WhatsApp, we have different WhatsApp group, and for sharing resources and also assisting people in getting fully funded opportunities. We have WhatsApp group. We also have these YouTube channels where we have recorded videos, sessions so that you can easily access them. We have a page on LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, Google Drive as well. So we have so many resources for different scholarship sessions, CV, recommendation letters for people to have access to. And also, we also have websites where we have many of these resources also on them. So, in case you have any, you need any materials regards scholarship application, you can always access the Google Drive, and also on the platform, you can on the WhatsApp group, you can also ask your question and also get enough opportunities. I think that's it. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kehinde, for that brief information. Now I am going to introduce the agenda of today's program to us and subsequently introduce the guest speaker. So the agenda number one for today, as we already did, we welcome the guest and as well talked about the HISF platform. The guest speaker's introduction will follow, and subsequently, we will talk about how to construct a quality CV that is befitting of winning a scholarship. The question and answer session would follow, and finally, we will have any announcements, uh, give goodwill message, and pray. And I have a quotation mark there because the way academics use prayers, it doesn't mean like maybe praying in the religion space. So it does mean to encourage scholarship hunters. So we would be doing that lastly. Uh, so that is all that we'll be talking about today, and I will henceforth go and read the profile of the guest speaker. Our guest speaker for today, Bola Pius Odunaro, is a PhD student in the Department of Materials Science and Engineering, University of Colorado Boulder, USA. He got his national and higher national diploma, that is ND and HND, in mechanical engineering at Yaba College of Technology, Lagos, Nigeria. He subsequently got a BSc in mechanical engineering at the University of Ibadan, Nigeria. He is currently working on materials characterization and processing of soft and hard tissue for tissue engineering and tissue regeneration. That is quite difficult for me because my background is in the social sciences. I do not know what that means. But it's all fine. Going on, Bola Pius is an awardee of the Education USA, that is the popular OFP program for the 2020 award. He is also a teaching assistant at the University of Colorado in the United States of America. Finally, aside from being an expert on academics and research matters, Bola Pius has been an academic mentor to many people applying for graduate school in the US and is the founder of ASF, that is Achievers Scholars Forum. It is because of Mr. Bola Pius' engagement and zealous for community service and volunteering. That is why the HISF platform is able to invite him over, and we do appreciate your presence, Mr. Bola Pius.
Yeah.
Uh, Subsequently, we will go on. I will hand over the mic to Mr. Bola Pius to give us his speech or read out his prepared um, program on civil construction, especially on lessons around US applications. Thank you very much.
Okay. Good morning from me, everybody. Sorry, don't mind my voice. I just woke up. Yeah. So, okay. Can you hear me, Luqman?
Yes, I can. Yes, I
Yes,
can.
yes.
Please go on.
Okay, great. That's good. Okay. Yeah. So my name is Bola Pius. So, okay. I'm actually okay. Teacher engineering is all about how we can use design artificial materials to replace human's organ. So that's what we're about to share engineering general. Yeah. To replace human tissue with artificial materials. So that's what about scheduling is all about. Okay, so okay, so I'll briefly be talking about US application because and one thing the first thing I always want people to understand is just that US has different how will I put it method of applying compared to other schools in irrespective of SOP, CV, all this kind of stuff. I've reviewed some SOPs for like between last year and this year. I've reviewed more than 100 CVs, and I noticed that people try to use CV they use for UK or Germany or Canada. Okay, I think Canada is somehow close to US, or especially people try to use SOP for UK, SOP for CV for Canada. They try to use it for US, which is totally wrong because US have a style. For example, now in if you want to apply to UK, in your UK SOP, you can be you need to try to be emotional. Like, oh, when I was secondary school, I was this, I was that, my mother was this, my mother was that. You want them to pity you. But when it comes to the issue of US, nobody cares about they don't US don't attach emotion to anything they are doing in their life. They want to know your competence, like how do you fit to the program? How are you the best person they can pick? So you have to show your academic competence, you have to show your research competence, you have to show your especially competence, you have to show your competence in knowing more about the school. Not like UK that everything about you is just to to try to make them to pity you. Sure, you understand now. Okay. Okay. So when it comes to CV, I've seen a lot of CV even on LinkedIn that a lot of people post a lot of CV for people to use. Um, will I say these CVs are wrong? Not all the CVs are right when it comes to US application. Sorry, I want to put my copy different. I mean, Nigerian put it different. Okay. So it's totally wrong in the sense that, for example, I've seen a CV on LinkedIn before that that the person was arguing that US CV must have things like maybe your date of birth or this kind of stuff. In US CV, you don't put date of birth. So lesson tough. That's the first thing we need to note. In US academic CV rather, you don't put date of birth. You don't put all this thing like you are married, I'm single, all this kind of stuff. You don't put it in US academic CV. They don't need it at all. They don't want to see it at all. It's like they don't want to know your age. They don't want to know your religion because everybody should know that US is one of the country in the world that they support anything. They support any religion. They support any gender, like anything you choose to represent yourself. They support it. So it will be nice for you to not be showing too much religion to them, like, oh, I'm a Christian, I'm clinical, clinical. They don't want to see your data, but they don't want to see your personal profile. Let me put it that way. Um, some people don't really know difference between academic CV and job CV. That's another mistake people used to make during application, like by submitting job CV for academic CV. In job CV now, everything you want to do in job CV is just about to show that oh, you have work experience, you have this experience, that kind of stuff. In academic CV, you have to show them that you are competent, like everything has to be within the academic world and also your research. So everything in that CV must relate to your academic somehow. Yeah, yeah. So that's the mistake people used to make. So you should try to avoid that. Um, there's a style that US use for their own CV style. So there's a particular book. It is Ashra or something like that. One particular book like this Ashra. I don't know. I think I still have the PDF that contains the way it's basically for US applications. So it contains the way they write their recommendation letter. It contains the way they write their CV. Yeah, there's a one from Delaware University. I can't remember. I think yeah. So US has they have a very unique style writing their own CV that's totally different from other countries. Like I said, the only country that's somehow close to US in terms of application is Canada, not even UK. UK is UK is extremely far from US when it comes to the way they apply stuff. So so those are the things you need to note. You need to note very well. And okay, so I think can I share my CV and explain some things? So Kudus, sorry, Luqman.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. This it's already on. So
Just put it
the,
down. So I can just explain some things to them. Sorry, let me just share. Okay, I'm waiting.
you can go ahead and share it.
Okay, so I will share my CV and I will tell you things that are very very important in your CV that you need to put for them to see, for them to consider you for admission. Like I said, US is the only country in the world that can boldly say that almost everybody in the world is applying to from Asia. Like almost everybody in the world wants to come to US to come and study. Almost everybody in the world want to come to US to come and study. So imagine how many CV they are going to receive. Imagine how many SOB they are going to receive. So you need to make yourself extremely competitive for them to give you admission. Like for example, my mother told me that I think maybe she like 500 of us applied for the program. They only picked 13, and out of that 13, they only picked two international students. So which means you have 11 each. So imagine me just submitting any CV to them. So that would be a very, very red flag to you if you submit any CV to them in US. So I will be showing you how I arrange my own CV. It is honor kudos. Like look, man, why am I calling kudos? I'm so sorry.
What's that? It's not showing here yet.
Yeah, I can see it also.
Mr. Hussein, please, are you there?
Yeah, it's still blank. Probably you reshare it and so.
Okay, let me do that.
Okay.
We'll
So
just.
just to summarize what Mr. Bola Pius has been saying, it is for us to note that US is a very distinct and unique school in terms of the application process. So everything is different, a bit different about them. There is a particular style, there is a particular uh, style and process in which things are being run in that university. And talking about CV, there is a particular style and process you also want to take in presenting your CV so as to make you the best person that is most fit for that very limited opportunity. Now that we have Mr. Bola Pius' CV, I'm going to hand over the mic to him again. Thank you. Please go on, Mr. Bola Pius.
Okay, so yeah, great. So this is the CV I use for all my applications last year. Yeah, so that last year, so this year. Okay, so the first thing, like the most important thing about your CV, just write your name, your address. I'm not saying this address again, so don't check it. Your phone numbers, your email address, and please, the email address you want to put on your CV is the email address you want to be using for the applications. So because I have like 3 or 4 email addresses, so I try to put the one I'm using for my application. Then your LinkedIn profile is most important link you must put in your CV. There's one thing that this people see, like if okay, and one thing you need to do is that you need to like okay when you apply to schools, especially the US, you need to go back to your LinkedIn and change everything on your LinkedIn towards academic. Like that's one important thing, and I need to say this. You will see someone that said I want to okay want to study engineering, and but on his LinkedIn profile he's working in bank and he put banker there, or he's working maybe insurance company, and that's what is on his LinkedIn profile. Like I could remember Arizona State University before they gave me admission. I don't know LinkedIn will tell you people that view your profile. I just saw the notification that people view my profile. When I check it, they're like group of professors from Arizona, like 3 or 4 of them, and they came to come and check my profile. Even the school I am now, they came to check my profile because okay, I know this which came to, I know this person came to come and check my profile. So that they want to come and verify what you are really doing currently. It is really related with what you are coming for, or you are just outside. We know Nigerians. A lot of people we work outside because there's no job, so we know that we work outside our field, maybe banks, insurance company. We try to do a lot of stuff. But when you know you want to start application, please go back to your LinkedIn profile and change everything you need to change back to like academic profile on LinkedIn because they will surely come and verify. US they do a lot of background checking. Especially there's some courses you are going to go to, they're going to verify up to your Facebook and your Twitter account to know what you talk, what you discuss, all this kind of stuff. So yeah, but engineer they don't really care, but the engineer care so much about your LinkedIn profile because I heard about a guy that this MIT or Harvard already gave him admission and I think he has resumed. He's not in Nigeria. He's not in Nigeria though. He has resumed, but and they withdrew the admission back that and they expelled him just because of the comment he made on Facebook. So don't so these people like don't just joke with them with anything. They can verify anything about you. And so I can remember like a month to my interview, I have to go to my Twitter and I deleted everything related to NSAS protest because that NSAS protest I was fully active on Twitter like so I have to remove everything. Yes, they can go there. They can go there and go and verify. So that oh, this guy you are very stubborn. Say also I have to remove this kind of stuff. So very important. Um, Another thing is just that. So after that, right, this professional summary is not really important, but somehow it's important. But to me, it's important because I just put it there, but sometimes it's not really important. Okay. So sorry. Oh, okay. Uh, I'm so sorry, Kodos. Just give me a minute. I think I need to share the other one. Uh, there's something I put in my CV that I need to share. I'm coming. So sorry, not this one. There's something I need to show them. I removed it from that CV. So I have a lot of CVs, don't mind me. Yeah. Okay, let me reshare now. So sorry about that. I have a lot of CVs for different applications. So okay. Okay. So I'm so sorry about that. So another thing you want them to see in your CV is your interest. Like interest means the research interest. So this is the research interest part of my CV. I said I'm interested in material failure, corrosion, fracture mechanisms of material, blah 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 blah. You have to put your interest, but sometimes not all department that you have to put your interest, but I put my interest. So when I even send an email to professors, I always put my interest. And the school I'm applying to determine the kind of interest I'll put. I so my CV is not just static. I change this only thing I need to change, that is interest. I will change the nature. Okay, I'm applying to this school. They're not doing fracture mechanics, they're not doing corrosion. Okay, I think they are doing study mechanics of material. So I change it again. Okay. Okay. So the next thing you want to put after this, the next thing you want to put is your education. You really want to know everything about your education. Education is like your post secondary school. So okay, another thing, please don't add your secondary school to your academic CV. It's not needed because there's no reasonable okay, so sorry. There's no knowledge you have your secondary school that we have effect in your graduate school. So they don't need it at all. They only need post secondary school uh education background. So okay, I attended three schools I attended two schools in Nigeria, but three certificates. So I have to put University of Ibadan, the course I studied, my final grade, first class honor. I put the GP. Then this is one mistake that a lot of people used to make. They don't like you have to put your undergraduate project under your school. So this was my project when I was 11 years of Ibadan. So I put it. But sometimes is that I always tell people, if you know you have a very low GP, low CGPA, please don't put the number on your CV. If you're in 2.2, don't put the number. If you're in 2.1, if you're very strong 2.1, like things like 3.3, 3.4, then you can put the number. But if you're not really, if you're maybe like 3.0, 2.9, this kind of stuff over 5.0, what am I even saying? Sorry, if you're in 4.0 upward, put the number. But if you're not 4.0 upward, I don't think you should just put second class upper as your final grade, then remove the GP, because a lot of schools are very obsessed about GP in US. A lot of US schools they are extremely obsessed about GP. So they might say, "Oh, you guys have a low GP," but when you put first class honor, just leave it there. They will now go and calculate your GP based on the transcript you send to them. But if you already see your GP on it might be a red flag to some people, especially if you are studying coding into professor. So don't put if you have very low GP, don't put your GP there. So this is my Yaba Tech. I study mechanical, the same grade, the same stuff, the same grade, same stuff. Yeah. So like this one, now let's assume this is my final GPA, the only GPA I have now. I only put upper credit, I won't put this one. But suppose I already have a very fantastic GPA in my ND and my HND and my BS, so I don't even care about my ND GPA again. So the next thing you want to put in US academic CV is your skills and competence. Yeah. Mind you, so if you're in STEM, you have to put your laboratory. What are the things like? What are the laboratories background you have? Like me, I say I have corrosion study because I worked on corrosion during my final level. I put mechanical properties of materials. I understand it during my HND, and I put fracture mechanics. Yeah, I understand this also because yeah. So mind you, the school you apply to determine, because I can't put I have other things like fluid mechanics, fluid flow, but I can't put it because I'm applying to material science. So I can't fluid flow is not material science, it's fluid. So I can't put fluid laboratory there because it's not needed. It won't add anything to me. So what you're applying to determine what you're going to. I can remember the particular school I'm applying to. I removed corrosion study, I put mechanical, and I think I added another thing there. So then you have to put your personal strength, excellent communication. Okay, I will tell you why you have to put all these things in US CV. When most schools, like 80% of schools in the US, when you resume as TA, like teaching assistantship. Before maybe after a year or after a semester, they'll now return you back to RA research assistantship. So TA means that you're going to communicate with people, communicate with students, undergraduate students. Like when I'm in engineering, I'm teaching chemistry on a level. Like can you see like they're opposite, but I can remember like I was talking to my graduate coordinator and I said that, oh, I know you are going to do well your TA because I saw your CV and I know that you have a good teaching experience. I say, wow. So they know what you have. That oh, during the review, we know that you have a very good teaching experience. So we know that you are going to do well in chemistry. I say, wow. So these people they check they check every details about you, about your CV. So excellent communication, interpersonal relationship, all this kind of stuff. Then you put okay. You put software. What are the softwares you know that is how will I put this statement? That is relevant. Okay, thank you. That is relevant to your to the what you are applying for. For example, now I always see. Okay, I reviewed some couple of CVs before I left Nigeria. I will see something like Microsoft Office. I say, why? Well, I don't understand. You're going for engineering. I put Microsoft Office in engineering CV. Like, you sure I don't know what you are doing? Microsoft Office it's something that everybody should know. Either you're in engineering, you are in accounting, anywhere you are meant to know Microsoft Office. It's not software attached to one department. It's software for everybody. So when I see people putting other softwares because they are putting things like Microsoft Office, I always laugh that wow, Microsoft Office, are you serious? Or you are putting PowerPoint. For what? PowerPoint for anything that's for everybody. Don't put it as other software. But final element is not for everybody. Python is not for everybody. Autodesk is only for engineering, maybe architect. SolidWorks is purely for mechanical. Autodesk Inventor is purely for mechanical. The civil, maybe little part, maybe civil, maybe electrical engineering. No, I don't think. I think it's only purely for mechanical. Cosmo Activities is purely for mechanical. Machine learning is purely for STEM. Yeah. So you get the point. So don't put things like Microsoft Office, PowerPoint, Excel. Like, I don't understand. If you are going for account, I don't even expect to put Excel if you are going for anything account. I think I expect to put something like what's the name of this software? SPSS, all this SPSS, yes, SPSSR. Because those are the advanced things in Excel is for anybody can use Excel, but those are the advanced stuff that they know that oh, it takes you time to learn this. So another thing you want to put is sorry. Another thing you want to put is your research experience. Some people say, "Oh, I don't have a research experience." I have no. You have your research experience, please. You surely like you have undergraduate project. That's a research experience. Do you get the point now? So my research experience is that the first bullet is about my because I work under two supervisors, so that's why I put assist faculty member. So that's why I put S in the lab to correction research of so an undergraduate science project on the beta grade program. Okay, this is when I was 3 level. We studied game body of aluminum, especially by non-destructive test method and SEM micrographs, something like that. Yeah. Well, Jesus. So yeah, so don't say you don't have a research. You surely have a research experience, and if you have worked in a lab before, maybe after your school or during your IT, you work in a lab. Those are research experience. I mean lab, not company. Lab. People that in biology, microbiology, biochemistry that you guys move to work in a lab. So all those lab are research experience. Try to tell them what you did in like what you did in the lab, what are the things you're exposed to in the lab, what are your research experience, what kind of stuff. So so if you have a publication, you need to put it also. You have a publication like this publication I put in review because that during my application time, I've written the manuscript, but I was that time I was waiting for my professor to approve it. So supervisor to approve it. So it's I think they are I later published a paper this year, so that's why I put a review. So if you know that you want to publish a paper and the paper is under review or you have written the manuscript is with your supervisor, they are trying to change some things there. So just put the stuff and put a review in front. So they will see that okay, fine. Oh, this thing is not yet out, but it's going to come out. So they know. So yeah, sure, fine. So another thing you want to put is teaching experience. Yeah, yeah, teaching experience is because like I said in US school, they want to know can this person teach? They really want to know can you teach? Can you communicate with people? Because like I said, in US school, most US school, when you resume as TA, that's teaching assistantship, which means you're going to teach. You might teach, not everybody will teach. Like my school, I teach. Some school, they will only tell you to grade. So it depends on what the school wants from you. So in my own case, I teach. So I have to put my competence in teaching, coach and mentor, progressive curriculum scenario record over. Okay, the other I was academic coordinator in my department in UI. Okay, so I my faculty I used I used to do tutorial that time in my faculty when I was in UI, Yaba Tech, that kind of stuff. Yeah. So it's a teaching experience. I can remember in the class I used to have at least more than 50 people. Sometimes when I was in Yaba Tech, I used to have at least 80 in a class, and I'll be there with them for like 5 or 6 hours. So it's a very good. I don't need to be a lecturer before you have teaching experience. And also, even if you don't have the kind of my own teaching experience, maybe you just have a group of people, maybe a group of 5 students that you guys read together or something like that. It's a teaching experience. At least you talk to them and you understand. So you can just say, okay, fine. Oh, don't say like just say that okay, fine. Oh, you meant you coach and taught maybe 5 group of people during yeah, you can just put that till they know that oh, at least you know how teaching goes and you have the experience and you can teach people, you can communicate to them, something that's what they want to know in your teaching experience time. Okay. Another thing is just that if you have attended some conferences or workshop that related to what you're applying to, you can put it. Yeah. If you have people in microbiology, people in science, okay, I mean, Nigerian people in sciences like microbiology, biochemistry, all this kind of stuff. This MLS, medical laboratory. Okay, ML, all this kind of stuff. At least you guys you have a lot of courage guys you go to chemistry, put them. So it shows that oh you have been at least you have been exposed. What this one will tell them will tell you just that when you resume to US, like you'll be going to a lot of conferences. If you have a supervisor that like conferences, you will go. Sometimes they ask you to go and present. Sometimes you are going to go to seminar. My department they used to do seminar every week. Like you just sit in the seminar today, the seminar. So one day you are going to present also, you are going to go and present in conference. So they want to know your exposure, like your exposure to your field outside academy. What have you been exposed to outside academy? They want to know. Okay, in engineering and science, we use industrial experience, but I think for people that are not in STEM, I think you're supposed to use not industrial, you're supposed to use things like I think professional experience. Yeah. So please don't go and use industrial experience if you're in accounting. Yeah, because you guys I don't work in the industry. Oh yeah. So I don't yeah, I know people in non STEM use the word professional experience, not industrial experience. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. So so I think I work in a lot of places, but I only okay. I for example, if you have worked in like 5 or 6 places, you don't need to put everything. Yeah, you just need to put the one that is called maybe the last three. The last three, and that find out. Okay, I was still working in mainstream energy solution in Niger State. That's why the Kanji Dam now they generate light. I'm working in Jeba Dam, they are downstream. So just try to put just try to put things that you learn there. Like what are the things that you guys are doing there, or things that you are doing there. So I was also an engineering intern during my high teen in Golden Sugar. That's Flower Mills of Nigeria in Papa Lagos. So these are the things. Like if you notice my CV you notice that if the first if the first thing I talk about is two bulletin, The second one must be two bulletin. Please don't make the mistake. Don't go and put three here, two here. The next one will be five. No, 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 no. If you're talking about a particular heading, they must have unique bulletin. Two of them must have the same bulletin. So, did that? Okay. So if you check this one out also, I have how many do I have here? One, two, three, four. The same thing here. One, two, three, four. So you don't really need. I've seen a CV before that. The person sent me the CV and see it's around 5 pages. I screamed like 5 pages. What type of guy? You just finished BSc. How come you have five? And that's okay, fine. Send me the soft copy. Sorry, I'm soft copy. Send me the Microsoft copy of your CV. That level. Let me able to edit it. So when after editing the CV, I reduce it to 1.5 pages because he just added unnecessary things, like things that doesn't even make any sense to what he's going for. So see, so your CV does not need to be like extremely no 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 no. Just put. You see some people they will even put to the point that okay, I'm academic. Sorry for saying this. For those are Christians that are online, what's a Christian? For people like I'm a sister called in my fellowship, and this is what I do. I'm clinical in my fellowship, or I don't know, or putting things like okay, okay, maybe I'm the leader of the Muslim. Like, please be careful about US and religion. Yeah, don't show to them you're too religious. Like, okay, so if there's a way you can, if for example now I'm academic coordinator when I was in HND, but there's a way you can put that statement. They won't show because sometimes like I said, we have a lot of people in US. We have Christians, we have Muslims, we have Buddhists, we have people that don't even believe in any religion. We have people that don't even care about anything in life. So we have people like I think I was talking to someone and the person told me that she's an atheist that doesn't believe in anything, doesn't believe in Christianity, doesn't believe in Islamic, doesn't believe in anything. I said, wow. I think, but like they have a lot of things. So try to stay away, like they try to stay away from like don't put too much religion on your stuff, like in your CV, like, oh, I'm the head of clinical in my fellowship, I'm the choir coordinator in my church, I'm clinical. Kai, it's too much. Like, there's a way you can write this thing and they will know that, okay, fine, oh, you have a leadership experience. That's what you want to show that you have a leadership experience. There's a way you can write it. So it's not everything you put in your CV, please. It's not everything you're going to put in your CV. Okay. Voluntarily and leadership experience. Okay, member of Noble Star Charity Organization, a portable bulletin, team lead Nigeria Association of Mechanical Engineering UI. Okay, so this is what I did. So, like I said now, like in church, in my fellowship, I have a lot of leadership experience right from my NDH and BSc. But trust me, I didn't put anything in my leadership experience there. And during my NYC, I was the president of my. Did I use president for platoon? I was leader of my platoon. During my campaign, I was the president of my CDS when I was serving. None of them is my CV. Yeah, because they just want to know if you have leadership experience. So two is enough. I just added two. That's all. I have a lot. Like I was head of project committee, my fellowship when I was in APSC. So, but all this is not really in there. Just put like two because if you want to put every details, mind you, leadership experience will not add or remove from the reason why they should give you admission because it never show your academic competency. So if you're adding unnecessary things in your CV just be entering 3 pages, 4 pages. And in and in US, the number of CV, the number of pages of CV you submit should be 2 pages. They don't need 3. They will tell you what they want is oh, they can shout. So sorry, because I saw it pop out on my second screen. So don't it's 2 pages, please. Like it should not be more than 2 pages. So if you are writing, if you're a BSc or you're a master student and you are writing 3 page CV, okay, if you're a master student and after your school you have worked a lot, in your field, in the field you're applying to, maybe your CV can mistakenly enter 2.5 pages. Yeah, but if you're a BSc, I don't know what you have done, guy. Your CV should not more than 2 pages. Yeah, And people should try to learn how to manage space. You see some CV, the space between this place and this place will be extremely large. You will be seeing people using 1.5 spacing for CV. Like it will make your CV unnecessary, like unnecessarily like large. Like single is like spacing for CV is single, and the font format is 12. This font format, sorry, font size is 12. Font line spacing is single. Like don't put your line spacing 1.5. Some people write SOP for US and they put in line spacing 1.5 for what? Even in US, your SOP, reasonable SOP should be 1.5 pages. Then when you want to overwrite, maybe 2 pages, then it will full. But when your CV is entering 3 pages, guy, to me, you are writing nonsense because I don't know what you want to write in your SOP that you're writing 3 pages SOP for US. Even a lot of schools in US will tell you they will tell you the exact word that you must write. Like five. Okay, I know this school, Port University, Dresel. They made me to write 500. I was sweating to write 500 words because you have to put everything about you within 500 words. Yeah, like it was very easy for me to write. It's very easy for me to write 3 pages CV. To write 2 pages SOP, 2 pages SOP, but 500 words. Like I have to try to summarize, and you have to learn how to summarize things. So very important. Please don't just waste space. Don't waste space on your CV. Please don't waste space on your CV. If you can see everything on my CV is extremely close to each other. So what? So the last part of your CV is the awards and honors if you have one. Okay, I have some awards. Education Agency Scholar. Okay, I won Education Agency Scholarship. That's one award. That was FOFP. So I also part of Gabriel Victoria Foundation Scholarship. Yeah, so I won the honors award from like all my 3 years that I schooled in UI. I was on dean list. I also won Great Bed on University of Ibadan Merit Award, most outstanding student in the year in academia. Yeah, so I was told in my department that okay, that I had the best, I have the highest score in our final year project. So and they said they used to give award for that. Well, I don't know, they didn't give me the award due to COVID-19. So COVID-19 came, everybody have to do this course. So, but I put it in my CV. Yeah, to show that I'm a very good student in research. So one thing you should not put in your CV is references. Yeah, I know a lot of people put references in their CV. Please, for US academics, you don't put references at all. Remove your references. When they don't need your references at all because your letter of recommendation will serve as your references. So you don't need to put them on your CV. You don't need to put them on your CV. You're not looking for a job. They are not going to call them at all for anything. So you don't need to put your references at all. So those are the things I want to talk. I really want to talk about concerning this stuff. So so you just need to know how to write a CV. You need to know how to write a CV, and these are the content of good CVs in for US application. So another thing I want to talk about is just that I know this is not part of what I'm supposed to talk about, but I think I should talk about it because I know a lot of people will be applying to schools currently by now. Application for 403 is open. It's about your SOP, please. Okay. Do you still have time, Luqman? Like how many minutes do you have more?
Yes, do continue. Do continue. You still have around 7 minutes to wrap up.
Okay. Should I just talk about SOP or I should just listen to their questions?
We are supposed to have the Q&A. We are going there very soon. We already received 2 questions, or maybe one comment and another question. But this is supposed to be about CV.
CV.
But
Yeah.
if there is something you want to share, like general tips about
Yeah.
SOP, you can just do that. But let it be
Okay.
general.
Yeah, so general. So another thing I want you guys to learn about SOP for US application is just that, like I said before some people joined, it's totally different from other countries. It's only when you apply to Canada you can use the same SOP for US. The US style of SOP is always like I think like 5 or 6 paragraphs. The first paragraph she was talking about why. Why do you want to study in US? Like why do you want to study this course? Not why you want to study in US. Why do you want to study? What is your motivation? So which means if I read your fourth paragraph of your SOP, I know why you want to study this course. I know what you want to solve in your first paragraph. I have know about everything about what you come and do in US in your first paragraph. Once I read the first paragraph of your SOP. So I like US they don't want to read the first paragraph of SOP and they will say things like when I was born, my mother used my mother used to sell firewood. Then when I was growing up, there's no money for me to go to school. Then to know that like all these things does not resist me. It's very good if you apply to UK, all this kind of stuff, emotions. Yeah, UK like emotions a lot. Wow. The person have already really suffered. The person is very good at weight of his family. Let's give him or her admission. But you just don't really care. So for therefore, you just don't really care about your how you start your life. They really want to know why you want to study this, what are your motivation behind it, like all this kind of stuff. Like so, the second paragraph should talk about your academic background, your project, what I've done, what you learned about this kind of stuff. Your paragraph should talk about more about your research. So those are the things that are very important in US what's it called SOP. Like I don't really have time for that. So and also recommendations that are very important. I know a lot of people make mistake. If you want to get admission in US, three things very important. Three key things are very important in your application. Your letter of recommendation is most important part. Nobody will tell you. Is one of the most important part because if people that help you to write application that people that used to say, oh, he's a good boy, he's used to come to class very well. Like US will never give you admission because everybody's a good boy, nobody's a bad boy. Yeah. Nobody's a bad boy. So, but they have to write something compelling about you, something to show that, oh, this is what you have done when you are done your undergraduate. You have involved in this research. These are your competence in academic and research. That's what you just want to see. And also, what did I want to say again? So please, another key important things again is your SOP. Please don't joke with us. Don't just write anything you like to your SOP and go and submit to US application. It won't work. Please don't try it. Another thing is your CV. If you like have 5.0 over 5.0, if you submit nonsense stuff, they assume that your education that your GP is like, for example, now you said that you said that you studied social course and you're a first class student, and when they read your SOP, they can see a lot of your SOP, they can see a lot of grammar, a lot of errors, like you can't even express yourself. So it shows that you can't defend your GPA. So those kind of schools they will not give you. So that's why a lot of people apply to schools and later they didn't get admission because of their writing samples. Yeah. And please, based on the experience we had this fall, they sent two Nigerians back to Nigeria. Yeah. They're already in the US already, they have resumed, and the school have to send them back. And they send them back because they noticed that one of them copied a written sample directly from internet and use it for them. And they later discovered that and plagiarism is a very serious offense in the US. A very, very serious. It's a academic criminal offense. They send people in from school. They send people out of school because of that. So they have to return back. They get back to Nigeria. They have to cancel his studentship and return it back to Nigeria. So please don't copy anything online and paste. Please, I'm begging you. Please don't even try it. Don't go online and search SOP for your stuff and you just copy it and go and paste it. See, you can even resume. You can even finish your first semester in US. And if they verify that you copied online, they will cancel everything and they will return it back to your country within 30 days. So I'm done. Stand up, man.
Well, I'm sorry. Thank you very much, Mr. Bola Pius, PhD in view, doctor in view, for that very compelling, wholesome, scintillating, tantalizing, and a very impactful presentation on a CV in the US academic system. You did not only touch on the peculiarities of the US educational system, but also show how the CV links to other documents in terms of the SOP, the recommendation letter, and also share your own personal experience the activities that you undertake in terms of ensuring that you position yourself to be selected. I am very confident that these steps and the hard work you put into your CV and other things are very significant in terms of your current position and getting admitted in the University of Colorado. Once again, our special appreciation to you, and thank you for sharing your knowledge with us. Uh, Subsequently, we are going to go to the Q&A session. But before throwing it open, we already have two comments. One is from one of our listeners who is appreciating Bola Pius, like I just did. I hope I delivered your message. The other is a question from someone saying if you can share your format. As a scholar as well, I just want to share 2 points. I don't know if a question is going to come from this, and I will later ask Mr. Bola Pius to confirm these two information. So the first one is that when you are writing your CV, you need to be very creative. In fact, I prefer to use constructing CV than writing. A lot of people use write, but I prefer to use construct. The reason why I prefer to use construct is you are supposed to construct your CV. You are supposed to be creative. You are supposed to speak to your real life experiences only and not other life experience. Our fear is that if we share a format like this, everybody is going to go on and use this format. Everybody use the same style, the same font, the same font size, like everything becomes the same. And it just looks like it is the content that is different. For me, CV are not supposed to be like that. You are supposed to be very innovative. I am not asking you to use red, blue, and yellow font colors. No, I also made that mistake at the beginning. No, but yet you are still supposed to be very creative. The fact that he underlined all these heading doesn't mean you have to underline. The fact that he used upper cases doesn't mean you have to use upper cases. You are supposed to write something that is befitting for you only. There is no one way format of constructing CV. The CV must speak to you, and you are supposed to be innovative and be distinct when any professor come across your CV. That is the first point I want to share. The second one is use what you have. Everybody have their strength and their weakness. A lot of us have made several experiences. Do not make the mistake of claiming what you are not in your CV. Let your strength speak for you. Rather than claim what you are not, rather focus and emphasize on the strength that you have and let that strength position you such that you will be considered. Do not claim what you do not know because once again, US is a very serious school. They can send you back, and you do not want to go to an interview with your prospective supervisor or the admission committee. Then you shoot yourself in the leg. So those are just the two extra comments I want to make. So I am going to invite Mr. Bola Pius to speak to the comments.
Yeah, see, thank you for that. Like, there's one thing I cannot share to anybody. I don't know, maybe except you're very close to me. That's my SOP. Trust me, like I wrote my SOP myself from A to Z without checking anybody's SOP because it is me. I know myself more than anybody, so I'm the one. So, and this my CV. I try to, because if I use Luqman format, it's not everything that Luqman have done before I've done before. Yeah, so that's one thing because, like I said, that's why I mentioned that if you're not in STEM, please don't use the word industrial experience because I was reviewing someone from account and I was saying industrial experience. I said, wow, industrial experience, accounting student, like because she used my CV for the stuff. I have to tell her that please, you guys are not STEM. You guys don't use the word industrial experience. Even people because sometimes now someone that after Israel school, she's doing a research in a particular lab, maybe all these biochemistry people, all these MLS. That one is research experience, not industrial experience. But because you don't know, you put all those kind of stuff in industrial experience. And when this, if the schools in this that oh, you guys don't know what you are doing, please try to know yourself. Thank you for that stuff, Luqman. They sent a guy back from the guys from I heard the guy from Malawi. No, they sent one Nigerian back. No, they sent one Nigerian away from the school, not really back to Nigeria, but he's supposed to be back to Nigeria now. And they sent one guy away from this, I think Malawi, this one Africa country. The guy put a particular stuff in his CV that he can do it. That's what they gave him admission for. One of the experience, like, he can use this stuff, he can use this stuff. Luckily for him, they gave him admission with funding. He came to US. Then he entered the lab and they told him that okay, fine. Oh, this is what he said you can do. This is stuff. It's not even, if it's a machine, you can still lie that, oh, this is a machine I cannot use. I've not seen this kind of machine. Or it's a computer software. And he couldn't use it. And the man was so angry. And he went to go and report him to the head of the department. And the US, the way they used to have meeting, very funny. Within 5 minutes, they would call everybody and they would have meeting. And they just had the meeting and they concluded that the boy should leave their school. And the council students, they collected ID card. There's another one also. That was in Nigeria. That was also in Nigeria. The same thing. He went to he lied in his CV that he can do some stuff. When he resumed to US, he couldn't. And the man sent me from his lab. And the worst part of this thing is just that if you are, US schools, they give you admission based on 2 things. Sure, they give you funding through 2 means. So 3 means: fellowship, teaching assistantship, or research assistantship. If it's fellowship and teaching assistantship, even if you don't know that stuff, the professor can say just that, oh, I don't need it in my lab. Then go and, because the department is not paying you. So you go and look for another professor. You don't need to care or bother about it. Then you don't need me in your lab, fine. At least I'm a TA, I'm a fellowship. Fellowship means that there is a particular board that's paid, that's covering your school fees for you and everything and your stipend. But if you are RA and you lie, hey, RA means that professor is one pay your school fees, is one pay your stipend. So if the man say no, not in my lab, you are not working in my lab, forget about it, you are returning back to your country. Because the immediately you go and tell the department, you go and tell the school will tell the graduate admission office, and that's the end. They will cancel your ID card, cancel everything, report to immigration, and they'll give you 30 days to leave their country because you are no more a student. Because what brought you to US, the person have canceled your studentship with him. So the only option you have is just that. If you can look for another professor within a week, within that department, you can say, okay, if I don't want, I'll sponsor you. But and nobody will, because you lied. And US, the one thing you must not joke with US is trust and be honest. Please, US like that. US can, once the day they know that you are not a trustworthy person, even in your life, you should trust your program with them. Nothing will say they will believe you again. So please, like Luqman said, please don't, what you don't know, please, what you can't defend, let me put that statement. What you can't defend, please don't put it in your CV. Because most of you will do. Another thing is just that, Luqman, you see a lot of people, they'll put different in their CV. They totally forgot. When they are writing their CV, they now be putting another thing. Please, they read 2 of them together. This school they used to print it out. Like, my wife told me that they used to print, in US, they'll print everything out. They'll print all your document that you submitted. They'll print everything out when they want to do admission, when they want to do their decision for admission. And they will be reading everything around the table. Like, okay, check this person's profile. Okay, this person wants to work with you, check it. So the person is now reading your SOP, reading your CV. Like, the information there are not the same thing. Automatically, you are gone. They know that this person is not meant to be trusted. They will dump it away. And you see some people, look, man, they already forgot what they put in their CV because it's not their own. It's not them. They use another person's stuff. So they added another person's, what was it called? Information in their own CV. So a professor will invite them for interview. During the interview, the person will now ask them questions. They will now be saying, but it's your CV, but they don't know it's their CV because they copy another person. They only forgot that they put that kind of information on their CV. It's done interview. They will not ask them, okay, fine. And interview very fun. In US interview, they will ask a question based on your CV. Simple. Or your SOP. If it's after admission, if it's before admission, they will use your CV to ask you questions. So please make sure write it's yourself. See, if the only thing you have in your life is a first class, there's a way you can write, there's a way you can present yourself with that first class alone, and they will give you admission. Just to show that, oh, you are a very good person. So that's what I'm going to say about it, Luqman. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Now, Mr. Bola Pius, the attendees are asking if you can share the format of your CV.
Sure, I can send it. I think if they are all, if they are all, I can send it to you. Let me even do it now because. But can I share anything here? I don't think so.
No, you cannot share. I'm going to speak to the organizers, and I'm sure maybe there is a way they will be able to do that.
Yeah, I'm going to send it to you. Dave,
Okay,
yeah.
that's very fine. That's very fine. So everyone listening and asking for the format, once again, we are only sending because you asked for it. This CV, you are not supposed to follow it like dog and cat. Like be constructive, be creative, construct your own CV. Do not follow like rigidly the footstep of a mentor. Let the CV speak to your own life experience only. So I want to read out a question, Mr. Pius. The
Okay.
question reads that if I am interested in a research topic that is different from what I did in my undergrad research project, how do I explain that through the cold email? Thank you
Okay.
very much for that question, Odashi Maureen.
Okay. Odashi, like, okay, Odashi. Okay, yeah, perfect. Like, what I'm doing now is totally different from what I've been exposed before in my life in the academy. Yeah, what I'm doing now. And when you're writing code email, code email means that you are trying to tell the professor your interest, what you are interested in now. Like me, now, like I said, I'm working in tissue engineering now. And tissue engineering is a combination of like biology, chemistry, and part of mechanical. And I don't have biology and chemistry background. I only have physics background, which is mechanical. But when I was sending code email out, I let them know that okay, fine. This is what I really want to do. You understand now? And I like what you are doing. This is what I'm doing. What your background just shows that you have a research experience. Don't make a mistake. So you can switch between anything you want to switch. Just that if you tell them, okay, like I used to tell them my code email, this is what I work on corrosion of materials. But everything I'll be sending to them is not about corrosion of materials. I got a lot of professors, like more than I think like 7 professors that say I come and work with me that they gave me admission. I later returned their school to pick Colorado Boulder. So if you're writing code email, I forget about what you have done before. Just make sure you have to show them why are you having interest in this now? You can tell them because sometimes look man, we have some life experience after school, or sometimes we have a lot of interest, a lot of motivations after school that make us to have particular interest in. Like I said, when I was writing my SOP for CU Buddha and other school, I told them okay fine. Is when I visited my friend in an hospital and we are discussing about some stuff. I told her, okay, when people have tissue failure, they have to die because there's no replacement kind of stuff. Sometimes there will not be a donor for them to replace on time. I said, okay, fine. As a mechanical engineer, and I know as a mechanical engineer, why can't engineers like science like develop artificial organs in the body, tissues in the body, cells in the body that so people that used to die due to tissue failure will not die, all the kind of stuff. You get the point now. So when I was writing my SOP, I let them know this is what leads to my motivation now. So they know the reason why. So that's something about code email is very don't code email is not like I said, all the professors I said code email to, they are not doing what I've done before. But I let them know that this is what I have interest in now, why I have interest in that. So that's just it. Yeah.
Thank you very much for that response. Once again, another attendee asked that for teaching experience, can I include teaching in a high school during NYSC?
Perfect. I think that's one of the best things they even need. Because other level students here in US, they are nothing like they are like primary school of Nigeria like Nigeria system. Like you have to pamper them a lot. Like you have to pamper them. You can't shout on them. You have to. I hope they won't put this on YouTube. Like you have to pamper them a lot. So if you let them know that you teach in secondary school, it even shows a very good teaching experience compared to me that I'm teaching my course mate or I'm teaching my faculty mates. Yeah. A very good one. A very good one. Even if you are teaching primary school students, even if you are teaching your street, like you used to bring people together, maybe some kids together. I used to teach them. It's a teaching experience. At least there's knowledge transfer one, and you develop a means of communication for them to understand. So that's what they want to see. And if you don't have one, I don't lie about it. This is very funny. I can remember Kudus, when we resumed school, they want to test us. So they group us in like six, I think six. Yeah. So they gave us a random topic to teach. They'll give you a random topic to just to you check the book just now. You are going to teach it to them without using book, and they will grade you. And when they grade you, they will show you like they will show you, so they will tell you, okay, oh, this is what they say about. So they will test you if you resume to this course, or if you can teach or not. You don't lie to them, you cannot teach. You get the point. So find another strength you can use for them. Everybody cannot teach. It's not everybody that know how to teach. So, but they are going to train you if you don't know how to teach. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much for that response. Another question is uh, from Ruth. I didn't know this is a comment. I didn't know that MS Word isn't a digital skill to put forth. Thanks for the insight. Once again, I think when Mr. Pius was mentioning something about industrial experience, so and one accountant, included industrial experience. I think the right word for accounting and management people is professional experience. That
Yeah.
is what we use because I'm also undergoing accounting training. Yeah,
Wow.
so that is just an addition. So there is this question: is there a specific font we are expected to use, or we can be flexible with that as well?
No, no. Please, you have the standard font is 12. Font size, sorry, is 12. The font style is New Time Roman. Yeah, because I was talking to someone was telling me one time that it's not everybody that can read. Yeah, some people have color, they have colored, what did they call this in biology, something like that. So please use something that is generic for everybody. Not that you use one style, maybe like all these area black or they have you try to check your A. Everybody came from different background. Chinese, all the people that want to review your TV, they're not always US people. So try to use what is general as which is new time room or time room. I don't really know. Um, Let your font size be 12. It's not 14. 14 will be too big. Like please 12, not 14, 12. Your line spaces should be single. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. We only have around 5 minutes to end the Q&A, so I'm just going to read two more questions, and yeah, I think that's all for now. But if you do have questions, please include them as soon as possible before we round up. The question here reads that in asking question to the graduate coordinator, do I need to send my CV?
No, you don't need to send a CV. Depends on the question you're asking career coordinator. Yeah, yeah. You don't need to really send your CV if you're asking a question about the funding, the other stuff. But if you want to ask a question about application fee waiver, please try and attach your CV. Yeah, yeah. Just attach your CV to anything you are doing. Yeah, just attach your CV. Yeah, because sometimes career coordinator they are professors. Don't make them. They are most professors don't make the mistake. So yours, like I've seen a guy coordinator that I sent an email to. It is Akron University and sending me back after everything that he likes my profile if I would like to work in his lab. Yeah. So most of them are professors sometimes. So try to send your CV. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Another question reads that is it compulsory to contact a professor or supervisor before being considered for admission, or should I go straight to apply on the website?
Okay. Thank you for this question. So sorry, I need to plug my laptop. Thank you for this question, Kudus. Yeah, thank you so much. In US schools, different school with different system of admission. Let me put it that way. Different school with different system of admission. Oh, sorry, I call you Kuduzo, my look, man. I know you laughed, so that's why why did you laugh? So I don't know why I'm calling Kudu since. I still don't know why. Wow, that's very funny. So now, different school with different admission, with different funding processes. And that's one mistake people used to make during admission. You see a lot of people next year, they will give it, generally, they will give a lot of them admission with that scholarship. It's always like that. Because some schools will tell you that's why the first step you need to take before you apply to any school is to contact the, is to send inquiry, we call it inquiry email to the graduate coordinator of that department. Ask them question about funding, GP requirement, GRE, TOEFL, this kind of question. There's a way I used to ask my own question that I used to align the question one by one, like 6 questions. I used to ask them 6 questions, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and they will reply 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I want to be sure. And you ask the question, how did they fund? You have to ask it, do I need to contact? Because like my department now here in Colorado, you don't need to contact the professor. Yeah. Just go and apply straight. Don't contact anybody. Just go and apply straight. After your admission, after immediately they gave me admission and I saw the admission. The following after 3 days, I saw like I received 4 emails from different professors from the department that okay, congratulations on your admission. Can we have a Zoom discussion? That's the policy of this department. But in this same school, civil engineering, with that professor, there's no admission for you. So if you apply, they will give you love letter because the policy says that you must have someone that want to supervise you in his or her lab before they can offer you admission. But now let's assume because I didn't contact anybody in my school. Someone that want to apply to my school in civil engineering now choose the same method that I applied that they will give you rejection letter. So please, the first step is to ask the career coordinator questions. How did they fund? Like, but in school like Purdue, I got a supervisor. In schools like North Carolina, I got a supervisor. I think Delaware, I got a supervisor. A lot of schools, I got a supervisor. Case Western University, I got a supervisor before I apply. But this school and some schools and Nebraska school, I don't have a supervisor before I apply. This school, I don't have a supervisor before I apply. So it depends on the school policy. So every department have their own unique policy. Like the molecular biology in my school now, you must have a professor. The professor must even give you, I think, a letter or something like they must like give a written stuff that show that oh, I've accepted something like that. You have to put their name and something like that when you apply to show that oh, for real. So that's how it works in the US. You need to ask questions from career coordinators. Yeah.
Thank you very much. And the very last question from Ajadi Sadiq, and it reads that, what is the best way to construct research interest while writing a cold email? I found it difficult most of the time. Thanks.
Okay. Sorry. I'm coming. Let me stop this sharing and let me try and see if I have my code email sample here. The one I use. Okay, I edited the code email a lot, but I have to remove my. Let me just tell them. Oh, okay. So sorry.
Once again, as we are trying to get him back online and active, once again, you have to have a different CV for a different school. A lot of these schools, they have different research interests which they are active on. So ensure that you edit. It does not necessarily mean you change everything, but before you submit to another school or to another supervisor, read through and see if there is one thing you want to synchronize better to that particular supervisor or school. Thank you very much.
Okay,
Uh,
so this how I used to introduce myself. Sorry, this is how I used to talk about my research interest. Sorry, let me try and expand it a little. Uh, okay. Okay, so after talking about my style introduction, blah, blah, this is my own unique way of writing code email. I talk about my school, my GP and everything. I put my TOEFL and GRE score there. And the next thing I want to do is I want to talk about the next day. I don't talk too much story in my code. These are my code email. I don't need to say too much story there. I'm really motivated student with a great HSM for research in fatigue, crack, growth, with tradition, fatigue. So I'll just talk about what I have research interest in. I'll just list like 3 or 4. Then I'm writing to inquire about the possibility of becoming a PhD student under your supervision in your lab at the University of SSS. I remove all my details. I don't want people to know my details. So because I sent it out to my group, so I have to remove my details there. That's all. With this first, they have known about your academy. With this second one, they have known what you want. So this is how to write it. This is how I wrote my own. But this is how to tell them what you want to do. But don't make the mistake, please. Like Kudu says, please don't make the mistake. This how we write in engineering, especially mechanical, electrical. This is how we write. But if you are writing in economics, for example, now you don't write like this because economics you try to ask in economics, you try to ask something they call research question. Yeah, my friend taught me a lot of that. Is in North Dakota. So that's why this is how we write code email in engineering. But for biology now, your own may not be want like this. Biology may want to ask the mass of questions. Okay, fine. Or like, for example, okay, I have interest in SSS. How I can use YYY to do YYY and get the result of YYY. This has been my motivation. This kind of stuff. So there's no a standard way of writing. Um, there's no a standard way of writing code email to be trust me. But just make sure. See, I always one thing that I always tell people is that after you have written your SOP, read it out to your own ear, and ask yourself, does it make any sense? Then if it makes sense to you, then it makes sense to the readers. Yeah. So, but if it doesn't make any sense to you, then it will make any sense to the readers. So, like what I used to do. Sometimes I will say, Jesus Christ, oh, I wrote this. Oh, I have to remove it. That it doesn't make any sense to me. Or and ask yourself that if you're admission committee and you read something that like, will you consider someone for admission? So, if you read code email, ask yourself, does it make any sense to me? Like, if I'm part of the admission committee, will I give some so person admission? So that's what I want to say about it. So thank you. Kudos, are you there?
Yeah. Okay, somebody's calling my attention to something. Yes. Okay, that is all the question that we have. Just as an addition, once again, these things, there are no rigid rules. Since my only research experience is during my undergraduate project, can I still send a code mail to a potential supervisor? That's the
Yes,
last
no. The
question.
only research experience I have that time is only my undergraduate project also now. Yeah, I don't have any apart from that.
Okay, so
Yeah.
thank you very much. Once again, there are no strict rules to this thing. So far, the university or the department is not requesting that you follow some rigid format. Then feel free to, make be creative, but ensure that everything is still very formal and classic. You don't want to like just go all over the place and mess up everything. There are no strict rules. Just present things according to yourself. Use your disciplinary language. For example, now as a sociologist, there are some terms that you need to use that ordinarily I do not need to ask you if you are a sociologist. I might not get that you are a sociologist, but I will know that you are from the social science, and I can guess that okay, you either did sociology or politics or maybe anthropology, because all of us share a lot of concepts together. So let the professor see that, oh, this person, we are
Yeah,
together, you are at home.
yeah,
So
yeah.
just feel free.
Like if you check my CV now, all the terms I use during my industrial stuff are engineering terms. So it won't make any sense for someone that's not in engineering or that's not maybe in engineering is not using the same words, the keywords I use. It shows I don't know what you are doing. So someone in accounting should know, someone in biology, even someone in chemistry should know these terms I use in my CV because those terms are only meant for engineering. Yeah.
So truly, there are like disciplinary jargons which only people of those discipline understand best. So stick to these jargons because they will understand. Stick to the style dictated by the department, and yeah, I'm sure everyone will be fine. Uh, Now we will be going to the last item on the agenda, which is announcement. Once again, the announcement, we don't have a really an announcement, but just to mention that our groups are still open for anyone who wants to join. That is HISF. So there is a procedure you have to take to join, and for those who are or who have been added already, ensure you stay active, ask your questions. There are a lot of active mentors that are enthusiast about and looking forward to your question and wants to answer to the best of their personal experience. And keep looking forward to programs like this or to webinars like this. I'm sure in 2 weeks' time there should be another webinar. Don't tell anyone you heard that from me. It's a secret. Yeah, so just a goodwill message. Thank you very much, Mr. Bola Pius, for heeding to our invitation. We appreciate
Yeah,
we
I think, yeah, I'm part of you guys. I don't know. I think I left the group when I changed my phone, something like that. I can't remember again. So
okay. Wow, that's nice. You are
I think I
too.
was in
So
a group. I was in a group throughout last year. I think I changed my phone, so yeah, I'm part of the ISF.
well, the truth is, HISF has impacted a lot of people. HISF has impacted a lot of people. It's one of the most foremost scholarship groups that you can talk about, especially for Nigerians. So, yeah, everybody is a member one way or the other. Uh, so that's our goodwill message to Mr. Bola Pius and to the attendees. Without you, there is no us. It is because of your willingness to request for programs like these. That is why the organizers are able to put something like this out. And we do also appreciate your attendance, the data you are using, and everything. We appreciate it a lot. Your presence gives us life, gives us presence, and allow us to breathe, and even challenges us to do more. So we appreciate your presence. Do not continue to spread the good word. And more importantly, do not forget to implement the lessons you are learning from here. The most important thing is you attend these programs and implement them. So that is that for on that. Lastly, just as like I introduced during the introduction, that prayers for for scholarship hunters. I understand how frustrating. Okay, Mr. Bola Pius
Okay,
wants to.
sorry. Can I go? The car that want to pick me is already downstairs.
Oh, that's fine. You are done. Once again,
So
thank you, and
yeah, so
enjoy
I will
the day.
send you the format of my CV and the code email when I'm back.
Okay, that's
In my
fine.
way.
Thank you
So
very
thank you
much.
so much. Wish you guys good luck. See you in US next year, August. Yeah.
Yeah, sure, sure. Bye, 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 bye. So, lastly, like I'm saying, I know how daunting it can be when those love letters keep coming, or sometimes when you are even able to get funding, and then the embassy, is not forthcoming, or when you are even unable to get supervisors to attend to you or to see reason in your research. This is just like a motivation that do not give up. There is always a light at the end of the tunnel. To just summarize my own experience, I think I applied for scholarship for 2 years. Like, it was very terrific. I didn't, despite being a first class graduate, I didn't get a job. So life was brutal. I learned a lot of lessons during this time, but I kept going. So do not give up. Keep moving, keep believing, keep working hard. There is something you need to change about the style of application. You might just want to start a new application. Like now we are in October, a lot of the scholarship opportunities are already open. Maybe after this application process, I really pray everyone gets admitted, but there might be a certain point you might just be like, why am I in this situation? Let me review all my documents. Let me have a new mentor. Let me send all my application documents to a mentor, especially someone who you think have your time and is in a similar and relatable discipline like you. So there might be just one strategy you might need to think of to get that yes, which I believe will come true. So that is all I want to say. I just want to share some love this evening. This is going to be like the last word from me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Bye bye.